Hey guys, just a quick chat here. I was sitting here eating and getting ready to knock out some homework. It's my final project that's due tonight, and so I got a little bit of time to work on that. This thought came to mind, and I kind of just want to talk about it. Lately, things have been a little bit crazy, especially with this class. Past couple months, things have been a little bit insane. I don't want to say insane as in out of control, but I've been just it's time wise, stress wise, and all of those things. Several things I've kind of had to put on hold. My study of Mandarin, a lot of my reading, I have had to put that on hold, mainly because of this class and other things. So I'm just about done with that. Things are going to, I guess, hopefully return back to normal. But I just kind of want to talk about starting over in life. I think that we're all going to reach some point in time in our life, or certain situations, and they're just gonna call for us kind of taking a step back and making a change, or starting over. I think that when people hear the word starting over, they think that they have to give up everything, or they think that they have to make some huge change all at once, and that very well could be the case. And like I said, for me, relocating is going to be a big part of that. Before then, I always usually like to kind of escape out into the outdoors, take a night or two out and enjoy it somewhere. And I don't get a chance to do that often as I'd like to, but it's kind of one of those things that I just like to get away and reflect, get away from technology, get away from the crowd, city, and all that sort of stuff. And it really helps. But that's just one small method. But being you can't be afraid to start over in life, whether that's a big change or a small change. You can't be afraid to do that. I think that many people, perhaps get into a comfort spot, or they get into a zone in life in which they're a little bit more afraid of, changing conditions. We start asking the questions, what if this happens, or what if something turns out bad, or what if I can't get this back again, or all these sorts of things. And we cling too tightly onto to certain things in life, too tightly onto norms, too tightly onto comforts, that we go through life, and we can miss out on very things that can lead us to fulfillment in life, things that can bring happiness in our lives, things that can perhaps be some wake up, or some huge discovery in our lives that can be very beneficial to us. And I talk about it a lot with self-discovery, self-actualization. Those things are very important. Knowing yourself is very important, because that is the key to setting up your life in such a way that will allow you to truly feel fulfilled, to reach a point of fulfillment in life. And that is a huge thing. I don't say that lightly, because I feel that it's a journey that can take perhaps years. Perhaps it's a lifelong journey. It may be. I don't know. But I am on that journey, and I am trying to find it for myself, and I can only find that with knowing myself. But I think that it's very important to be able to start over, to be able to make those changes when we feel that there's something that we have to do in our lives. Because if we don't, then we can live our lives, if we live in fear of different conditions, if we try to stay in our same comfort zone, sure, things may not change, or we may not face any negative consequences. We may not face that period where things are really bad, but at the same time, we may set ourselves up for a lifelong, a life full of misery. And that is truly not worth it. To live your life comfort, but miserable, conforming to norms, not challenging yourself, not going or facing some different condition, living life that way, just accepting the comforts. To me, that's not living. That's not living, because there's so much out there to experience. There's so many things to experience, things that can bring joy in our lives, things that can bring happiness in our lives, things that we want to do, but we say that we may not be in a position to do, or things that we're afraid that may fail, and all this sort of stuff. And a lot of these things just don't happen if we just continue to do the same thing. We continue down the same road, the same processes. So I think that it's very important to just be able to do that, to take a step back and realize in your life when you reach that point in which something needs to change, or when you've reached that point in which you perhaps just need to start over. in whatever aspect that is, whatever that is. There can be many ways that you may reach this. Like I said, it just depends on your life. It depends on you. But to being able to do that, whether it's your job, if you've worked a job for a while and you don't feel happy at it, you don't feel fulfilled during doing that, you dread going there in the morning, and that's something. I don't say that lightly. I don't say that to be disrespectful to anyone. I say that because we all experience that. I think most of us experience that. I experienced it. I have experienced it. And I've never accepted it. I use things for what they are. I use them for their utility, and I move on. If you have that job or something that you're doing, and you don't enjoy doing it, start thinking about how can you, what you truly enjoy, or something that you enjoy, a little bit more. Maybe you have to take a pay cut. Maybe things are going to get a little bit rough financially, but if there's a possibility of finding happiness in it, or at least getting in a position in which you don't feel that you're killing yourself every day, if there's a chance of doing that, I say go for that. If you're in a relationship that you've been in for a long time and it's draining you, and you just feel that it's sucking the life out of you, make a change. Of course, that's harder for people who are perhaps married, or when you have kids and all that sort of stuff. And that's the reality for a lot of people. Everyone just can't up and do this, and that's the reason why I have to say that. But whatever it is, think about how they can be different. I think no one should accept misery. No one should accept being unhappy in life. If there's anything in your life in which that brings you unhappiness, or anything in your life that you feel is missing, I think you owe it to yourself. We owe it to ourselves to go after that thing. And a lot of times, I think many people may not discover what that is because they are afraid to make change. They are a part of this system or community of people who don't want to do anything different. They don't want to change anything, and to them to go away from the norm is to you're an outcast. And I say, don't worry about what other people think about you, or what they say about what you want to do, because in the end, you know yourself. You're an individual, and that's why it's important to know yourself, because you're not trying to please anyone else. You're trying to live the life that you want to live and enjoy life the way that you want to enjoy it. And it is up to you. You're the only person that can find it in life. So it's very important to know yourself, and to be able to or at least to not have the fear of making change in your life. With my relocation, I'm going to be giving up a pretty damn good job. I earn pretty well, and I've accepted that it's not going to be the same, and things may get difficult a lot more difficult afterwards. But we have one opportunity to live life, and to me personally, I just would not chain myself down based off of the fear that things could get rough afterwards, or whatever. That's just not the way to experience life. To me, that's not the way to experience life. But just don't be afraid to make change in your life. If you feel something that you want to change it.